living paycheck to paycheck can feel a lot like running on a treadmill. You might be moving fast, but you're not really going anywhere. According to a 2024 report from Lending Club, 61% of Americans identified as living paycheck to paycheck, including nearly 40% of people making over 100 grand a year. A Market Watch survey from May of 2025 listed that number at 57%. And the July survey from this year by Debt.com had it at a whopping 69%. So, if you've been wondering why it feels impossible to get ahead, you're not alone. But here's the good news. Breaking out of this cycle is possible. And today, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do it. First, let's talk about some of the reasons why most of us get stuck. The rising cost of housing, childcare, and food have all outpaced wage growth over the past decade. Health, property, and car insurance have also spiked for many people too. There are a lot of economical, geographical, and political factors that contribute to these things, but the bottom line is your money just doesn't go as far as it used to. Next, lifestyle creep. As we earn more, we tend to spend more too, keeping us on that proverbial treadmill. It also doesn't help that most of us are addicted to some form of social media. The mindless scrolling of seeing what other people's lives look like and our natural desire to want to keep up with and impress others is also a contributing factor. Debt. According to multiple financial survey sources, the average American in 2025 is carrying a balance of over $7,000 in credit card debt monthly. That's just credit card debt. If you were to include personal loans, car loans, things like that, the number is easily 3 to 4 times higher. Of course, not all debt is bad debt, but I think most people would agree that credit card balances are a big factor if you're trying to escape the paycheck to paycheck life cycle. And lastly, income. This one isn't spoken about nearly as much as saving more and spending less, but sometimes your income is simply too low to ever really make any true progress. And that's not to shame anybody, but in this case, your best bet is to focus on finding ways to increase your income first. You can only cut back on spending but so much. If you earn a little more, then you have some more room to play with. Understanding these forces is step one, and it's not just about willpower. The system is stacked against you. Our society is designed to encourage non-stop consumerism in the name of fun, convenience, or being cool. But once you recognize the traps, you can start making intentional moves to break free. The mini emergency fund. The fastest way to stop living paycheck to paycheck is to create a small buffer between you and life's emergencies. Some people might say to tackle high interest debt first, and while I usually agree with that, I think you should have the initial small cash buffer first. I'm not talking about a full 6 to 12 month or even a 3-month emergency fund just yet. I mean just $1,000 to $2,000 in cash savings. Why is this so important? Because without a buffer, every flat tire, medical bill, vet bill, or any unforeseen expense can cause you to add to your debt. So this mini emergency fund is like your first line of defense. And if saving that amount feels impossible, start with a number that's comfortable to you, but make it a priority. $25 to $50 a week will get you to $1,300 to $2,600 in 1 year. That's about the cost of eating out once or twice a week. You can do that. Next, you have to know where your money is going. And for some people, that means creating a budget. Now, before we go further, I don't think you have to live your day-to-day life strictly following an app or spreadsheet, but you should have a good idea of what's coming in, what's going out, where is it going, and does that include something going towards your saving and investing goals? However, if you're someone trying to break the paycheck to paycheck cycle, in the beginning, having a budget is a great idea. I recommend starting with a simple zero-based budget, otherwise known as the pay yourself first method. Every paycheck, assign your money a job before it disappears. Tools like Monarch, You Need a Budget, or even a free Google Sheet can be very helpful. You want to focus on 3 main categories. Essentials, things like rent or mortgage, utilities, food, transportation, and childcare. Goals, savings, debt payoff, and investing. And fun, literally whatever you want. If it makes you happy, spend your money on it. When you can see your money flowing in and out clearly, you'll realize that you have a lot more control over your finances than it seems. Tackle high interest debt. And here's the truth. You can't fully escape living paycheck to paycheck, if your money is consistently going toward debt payments each month. Credit card APRs are regularly over 20% on average according to bank rate data. That's just impossible. So how do you overcome this problem? If you have multiple sources of debt, there are two popular proven methods. One, the debt avalanche, where you pay off high interest first, and that saves the most money in the long term. Or the debt snowball, where you pay the smallest balance first, and that helps you build momentum and see quick wins. Once you pay one thing off, you just roll that free cash flow into the next item. Just pick whichever one keeps you motivated. Don't overanalyze it. The most important thing is to be consistent. And then when you can redirect those debt payments into savings or investing, that's when you really get ahead. Growing the gap. Finally escaping paycheck to paycheck living isn't just about budgeting and cutting. It's about growing the gap between what you earn and what you spend. That could mean negotiating a raise, getting a higher paying job, picking up a side hustle, or using the skills you already have to make extra cash. You'll be surprised to learn what people are willing to pay for that you think is just something I do every day. Remember, every extra dollar you earn isn't just income, but it's potential freedom. Use that money wisely. And a quick aside on where should you put this money that you've been saving. A high yield savings account that you won't touch is easily the best option. You don't want to invest it in stocks, bonds, or crypto. It should be easily accessible when you need it. So, to wrap things up, here's your game plan. We're gonna 1, build a small emergency buffer. 2, take control of your cash flow. 3, eliminate high interest debt. And 4, grow the gap. Do these 4 steps and you'll not only escape paycheck to paycheck living, but you'll start to make real financial progress as well. If this was helpful, hit like so more people can find it, subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you've ever struggled when it comes to breaking the paycheck to paycheck cycle. I'll see you next time.